I would like to welcome each one of our clients, fans, and collectors to this February Music and Entertainment Auction to be held in our Dallas Auction Galleries, February 21st and 22nd. I couldn't be prouder of this catalog. It's got so many treasures, it's hard to know where to start. For the movie fan, we have part two of the great Boris Karloff estate, including a grouping of letters, condolence letters, after Boris died in 1969, that were written to his widow from such luminaries as Chuck Jones, who worked on The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, Dr. Seuss himself, and the great British horror actor, the Hammer, Count Dracula, Christopher Lee, priceless treasures that relate directly to the gentle giant of horror, Boris Karloff. Also, it's maybe not known by everyone that Boris excelled on Broadway, and his proudest moment was his role in The Lark. And we have his completely detailed, annotated script from The Lark, in which he starred with Julie Harris. That is one of the most amazing things. Please go to our website and look at this, because the annotation is extensive, and it's a wonderful thrill to see inside the mind of a great actor. You want some more movie items? How about part two of the Billy Wilder archive, including the complete developmental writing and script development of the movie called Stalag 17 that was one of the greatest films ever made. If you're a film noir fan, probably one of the kings of film noir was Mark Hellinger. Worked for the Hearst Newspaper Corporation, and he did such movies as Brute Force, Naked City, both gems in the film noir. We have his entire archive, letters from everyone, personal stories, scripts. We even have a John Decker painting that was used in one of his classic films. Then there was another gentleman named Ernie Kovacs, one of my personal favorites. We have the Ernie Kovacs, Edie Adams Estate, Part 1. When you look back on television, you think of Jack Benny, you think of Milton Berle, you think of George Burns, but then there was that second sweep that came in, Ernie Kovacs, who delighted in using the new medium called television as a kaleidoscope, as Orson Welles did with light in Citizen Kane. Dan Rowan, Dick Martin acknowledged Laugh-In wouldn't have existed without Ernie Kovacs. Johnny Carson, Steve Allen, Jack Parr acknowledged that the Tonight Show bits would not have existed without Ernie Kovacs. And when Chevy Chase won the first Emmy for Saturday Night Live, he thanked the great Ernie Kovacs. We have some fabulous treasures from the Ernie Kovacs, Edie Adams estate, and probably in my favorite, and his most famous character was Percy Dovetonsils. Well, we've got the glasses, folks. It doesn't get any better than that. And then he's also remembered for the Three Monkeys, the Nairobi Trio. Well, we have the three Nairobi Trio masks. They're quite brittle, but they still exist. And we also have the mallets that were used in the Nairobi Trio sketches. How about Ernie Kovacs' Television Hall of Fame Award? How about Leonard Bernstein's Television Hall of Fame Award? How about the Tony Award that went to Juanita Hall for her role in South Pacific, the first African-American to win a Tony Award? And she also went on to star in the film. This is a true treasure for the fan of Broadway. It goes on and on. Sammy Davis jewelry that is just fantastic. Some of the best jewelry you'll ever see that was owned by the great star. And his buddy, Frank Sinatra. We have a huge array of classic treasures consigned by friends and close associates of the chairman of the board. Early film is always one of my personal favorites, and I try to feature that in Heritage. Charlie Chaplin was a little tramp, but in 1913 we have a signed photo. We have a sketch before he ever was the Little Tramp. Could be the earliest known signature of the great comedian Charlie Chaplin. Also, to go with it, the other great duo, of course, was Laurel and Hardy, and we have a signed photo of Stan Laurel before he was Stan Laurel, when he was Stanley Jefferson. Personally, I've never seen a signed photo of Stan Laurel when he was known by his original name. Moving on to music, let's not forget that. Some wonderful guitars from the personal collection of Chet Atkins. An album book that was signed by Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper, several days before they died. And of course, this is the 50th anniversary of the tragedy, the day the music died, that happened in Iowa. We have Beatles treasures, autographs, and how about some contact sheets of the Beatles and of the Dave Clark Five that have never been seen before by the general public when they were on the set, candids, when they were taping the Ed Sullivan Show in Florida. You have to see this to believe it. This catalog is full of gold, full of treasures, something that you need to peruse. You need to look at this. Benny Goodman's piano's in here. Personal treasures from the collection of legendary Guess Who and Bachman Turner Overdrive guitarist Randy Bachman. And you need a car? Nolan Miller, the man who brought high fashion back to Hollywood in the 80s, we're selling his Rolls Royce. Folks, you gotta look at this. You gotta check it out. I know you'll find something you want. It's my honor to present it to you, and I couldn't thank you more for being part of the Heritage family.